The 1950s was a remarkable decade for agriculture, a time when horsepower transitioned from the barn to the field. Farmers were leaving behind the days of pure manual labor and animal power, embracing machines that could plow, haul, and harvest faster than ever before. This was the era when tractors became more than just machines. They became the lifeblood of modern farming. Yet, while names like John Deere and Ford dominated headlines, many other models quietly tilled the soil, pulled plows, and earned their keep. Some of these tractors were overshadowed by newer, flashier models as technology advanced, but they never stopped working. These were the forgotten workhorses of the 1950s, rugged, reliable, and built to last generations. Today, we'll take a deep dive into 10 forgotten tractors of the 1950s, machines that may have slipped out of the spotlight, but still deserve recognition for their power, endurance, and contribution to farming history. Number 1. Oliver Super 88, 1954 to 1958. The Oliver Super 88 was not just another mid-century tractor. It was a symbol of rugged reliability that earned a permanent place in the hearts of American farmers. Introduced in 1954 as part of Oliver's Super Series, it represented the company's push toward modernization, offering more power, comfort, and technical refinement compared to its predecessors. Under the hood, the Super 88 carried a 6-cylinder engine producing roughly 55 horsepower, which at the time was a serious number for mid-sized farms. What made it particularly impressive was how smooth and steady the power delivery was. Farmers often commented on how the Super 88 didn't just work, it worked gracefully. The live PTO power takeoff and live hydraulics gave operators control and versatility that most competitors lacked. Whether plowing long fields, hauling wagons, or running belt-driven machinery, this tractor proved to be a true multitasker. It was well-balanced, easy to steer, and heavy enough to maintain traction even in poor soil conditions. Many owners recall that the Oliver's cast-iron frame was nearly indestructible, a design choice that allowed these machines to survive decades of daily abuse. Although John Deere and Ford tractors of the same era received more marketing attention, the Oliver Super 88 quietly outperformed many of them in the long run. It became known among farmers as the gentle giant, strong, reliable, and surprisingly refined. Even today, it's not unusual to find a Super 88 sitting in a barn, dusty but intact, ready to roar back to life with a little fuel and a spark. These tractors weren't just built to work, they were built to last generations, and in many cases they did. Number 2. Minneapolis Moline U, 1938 to 1957. The Minneapolis Moline Model U may have first appeared before the 1950s, but its endurance through that decade makes it an undeniable part of this list. It was a tractor that simply refused to die, a true workhorse that farmers grew to depend on for years, even decades. By the 1950s, the U had undergone several updates, giving it a more modern look and improved functionality. Beneath its rugged yellow frame sat a powerful 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing around 40 horsepower. But what truly defined the Model U was its torque. It could pull heavy loads and deep plows without flinching, making it a favorite for tough soil conditions and large-acre farms. One of its engineering highlights was the uni-frame design, where the transmission, rear axle, and frame were cast as a single unit. This made the tractor extremely strong and less prone to bending or breaking under stress, an innovation ahead of its time. The Minneapolis Moline engineers prioritized strength and simplicity over flashiness, and that philosophy paid off in spades. Farmers often joked that the U worked like a mule and lived like a tank, and that wasn't far from the truth. It might not have had fancy hydraulics or sleek curves like other tractors of the 1950s, but it did one thing exceptionally well. It worked. Day after day, season after season. In the Midwest and Great Plains, you could still find Model U tractors working fields well into the 1970s. Many were passed down through generations, needing only basic maintenance to keep running. While the world remembers the big names, the Minneapolis Moline U remains one of those unsung heroes of agriculture, a machine that earned its place in history, not through marketing, but through sheer durability and the sweat of the farmers who relied on it. Number 3. Ferguson Tow 30, 1949. The Ferguson Tow 30 is often overshadowed by its famous predecessor, the 2020. But make no mistake, this small gray tractor was one of the hardest working and most dependable machines of the early 1950s. Built in Detroit, Michigan, the TO30 carried a standard motor company 4-cylinder engine capable of producing about 30 horsepower, a respectable figure for small and mid-sized farms. But what truly made the TO30 revolutionary was the 3-point hitch system, a Ferguson innovation that transformed tractor efficiency forever. Before this system, farmers struggled with unsafe and inefficient mounted implements. Ferguson's design allowed implements to be raised, lowered, and adjusted with precision, giving operators unprecedented control and safety. The result was a tractor that could handle a wide range of tasks: plowing, mowing, harrowing, and hauling, all with ease. The 230's reputation was built on simplicity and endurance. It didn't rely on complex hydraulics or electronics. Everything was mechanical, straightforward, and easy to fix. That's why these tractors remained in service long after they were replaced on paper. Farmers loved their reliability. Its compact size made it ideal for smaller plots, orchards, and vineyards. It could maneuver easily where larger tractors struggled, yet it had enough power to pull a full-size plow when needed. The design was clean, practical, and focused entirely on function. While the merger that created Massey Ferguson eventually pushed the TO30 out of the spotlight, many of these tractors are still running today, often restored and displayed by collectors who appreciate their mechanical honesty. Ask any old farmer about the TO30 and they'll tell you it might not have been flashy, but when it came to showing up for work, it never missed a day. It was the kind of machine that defined the word trustworthy. Number 4. Case Model SC, 1941-1954. The Case Model SC was a tractor that represented the best of mid-century American engineering. Straightforward, dependable, and tough as nails. Introduced before World War II but continuing through the early 1950s, the SC became a vital part of small and mid-sized farms across the United States. By the 1950s, Case had refined the SC to be both efficient and durable. It was powered by a 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing roughly 25 to 30 horsepower, which might sound modest today, but back then it was the perfect amount of power for a one-family operation. The SC was built for real-world practicality, a tractor that could handle everything from plowing and planting to powering a sawmill or thresher. One of its standout qualities was its versatility. The SC came in multiple configurations: tricycle, wide front, and narrow front, allowing farmers to tailor it to their land and crops. It also featured Case's Eagle hitch, a forerunner to the modern 3-point system, giving it better control over implements. But where the SC truly shined was in its endurance. Farmers often noted that these tractors could run all day on a modest tank of fuel and start right up the next morning, even in cold weather. The simplicity of its design made it easy to maintain and repair, even with basic tools, a major advantage in an era before modern dealerships and service centers. The Case SC was also known for its remarkable traction and torque, which allowed it to handle uneven terrain and heavy soil with surprising ease. Farmers trusted it because it wasn't a delicate machine. It was built to work hard and keep working no matter what. Though later Case models like the 400 series would gain more fame, the SC quietly kept farms running during a time of massive agricultural transformation. For countless families, it wasn't just a machine, it was a partner in their livelihood, a faithful companion through good harvests and bad. To this day, you can find Case SC tractors still rumbling across fields or proudly displayed at vintage machinery shows. Proof that real craftsmanship never truly fades with time. Number 5. Allis-Chalmers W45, 1953 to 1957. If there's one tractor that perfectly symbolizes the innovation and industrial confidence of the 1950s, it's the Allis-Chalmers WD45. Painted in its iconic Persian orange, the WD45 was both beautiful and brutally strong, a true powerhouse of its time. It wasn't just a tool, it was a turning point in tractor design. Introduced in 1953, the WD45 was an evolution of the popular WD model. but with major upgrades that pushed it into a new league. Under the hood, it carried a 226 cubic inch four-cylinder engine capable of producing nearly 44 horsepower, a remarkable achievement for a mid-sized tractor. But horsepower alone wasn't what made the WD-45 special. It was the innovations Allis-Chalmers built around it. The WD-45 was among the first tractors to feature a power-boosted engine and the power director clutch system. This clever mechanism allowed farmers to shift between high and low gear ranges without stopping or using the main clutch, saving time, effort, and fuel. For a working farmer in the 1950s, that was revolutionary. It meant smoother operation during fieldwork, easier transitions between tasks, and less wear on the tractor itself. It also came with live power takeoff (PTO), which allowed attachments like mowers and balers to run independently of the tractor's movement, a feature that transformed versatility on the farm. Whether plowing, baling hay, or pulling wagons, the WD-45 handled it all with quiet confidence. Its design was robust and well-balanced, and farmers appreciated how comfortable it was compared to older models. It had excellent traction, a solid frame, and could handle rough ground with ease. The tractor's simplicity also meant that repairs were straightforward. Parts were accessible, and maintenance could be done right on the farm. Even decades after its production ended in 1957, thousands of WD-45s remained in use. Many old-timers still swear by them, saying, "You could work it like a dog and it'd still start next morning." It's no wonder collectors today call it one of the finest tractors ever built by Allis-Chalmers, a machine that truly embodied the spirit of 1950s American farming, tough, efficient, and built to last. Number 6. Fordson Major E1A. Across the Atlantic, while American farms were humming with Deeres and Cases, Britain had its own iron hero, the Fordson Major E1A. Built by Ford in Dagenham, England, the E1A Major was one of the most capable and reliable tractors of its era. It was a post-war marvel designed to meet the demands of a recovering agricultural industry, strong, simple, and utterly dependable. Introduced in 1951, the E1A was a completely new design from the ground up. It came with a four-cylinder diesel engine producing about 51 horsepower, and it quickly earned a reputation for its incredible pulling power and fuel efficiency. For European farmers transitioning from horsepower to mechanization, the E1A Major was a dream come true. One of its defining qualities was its durability. The heavy cast-iron construction and straightforward mechanical design meant that the E1A could take incredible punishment. Whether plowing through heavy English clay or working in the scorching Australian outback, it refused to quit. Many E1As were still being used well into the 1980s, and even today some remain operational, a testament to Ford's engineering at the time. Farmers loved it for more than just strength. The E1A had a smooth-running diesel engine that could work all day on a tank of fuel. Maintenance was simple. Just grease it, check the oil, and it would keep running. It also had an excellent power-to-weight ratio and traction, giving it stability even on uneven terrain. Despite being overshadowed later by the Ford 5000 and other newer models, the Fordson Major E1A holds a special place in agricultural history. It represented the bridge between pre-war simplicity and the modern diesel era. From the plains of England to the fields of India and Africa, the Fordson Major became a symbol of honest, hard-working machinery. It may not have been flashy, but like the farmers who drove it, it had grit, and that's what made it unforgettable. Number 7. Massey Harris 44, 1947 to 1955. Before the Massey Harris Company merged with Ferguson to form Massey Ferguson, it produced one of the most overlooked gems in tractor history, the Massey Harris 44. Released in 1947, the 44 was already years ahead of its time, and by the early 1950s, it had become one of the most trusted machines on American farms. This tractor was a powerhouse, boasting a 6-cylinder engine capable of producing between 41 and 45 horsepower, depending on the model and fuel type. It came in gasoline, diesel, and LP gas versions, giving farmers options suited to their needs and local fuel supplies. The MH44 wasn't just about brute force, though. It was about refinement and usability. The 44's design was sleek and modern for its day, featuring a rounded hood and comfortable operator layout. But underneath that style was substance, a strong transmission, dependable hydraulics, and a clutch that engaged smoothly under pressure. It could pull 4 bottom plows with ease, handle belt-driven machinery, or work as a general-purpose field tractor. What made the 44 special was its longevity. These tractors were built so well that many remained in daily use long after production stopped. Their engines were known to run thousands of hours with minimal rebuilds, and parts availability made maintenance straightforward. Farmers often called it a tractor you couldn't kill because no matter how hard you worked it, it just kept going. The Massey Harris 44 also marked an important transition point. It was among the last models built before the brand evolved into Massey Ferguson. That makes it a historically significant piece of farm equipment, the end of one era and the beginning of another. Even though it rarely gets the attention of a John Deere or International harvester, the MH44 earned its place among the greats. Today, collectors and restorers value it for its simplicity, durability, and distinctive red paint that still turns heads at vintage tractor shows. The 44 wasn't just a tractor, it was the soul of the small American farm during the 1950s, reliable, uncomplaining, and hard-working to the end. Number 8. Cockshut 40. The Cockshut 40 may not be a household name today, but in the 1950s it was one of the most advanced tractors you could buy. Built in Brantford, Ontario, Canada, the Cockshut 40 stood toe-to-toe with giants like John Deere and International Harvester, and in some ways it beat them to their own innovations. Powered by a Buda-built 6-cylinder gasoline or diesel engine, the Cockshut 40 delivered around 45 horsepower, making it a solid mid-sized tractor. But what truly set it apart was its independent live PTO power takeoff, an industry-first innovation that allowed implements to operate independently of the tractor's movement. This feature gave farmers unprecedented flexibility and efficiency in the field. Imagine being able to run a mower, thresher, or baler, even when the tractor wasn't moving. In the early 1950s, that was revolutionary. Farmers who used the Cockshut 40 often said it made them feel like they were driving the future. Beyond its technological brilliance, the 40 was beautifully built. It had an elegant design, a sturdy chassis, and controls that were intuitive and comfortable to use. The tractor's balance between power and handling made it suitable for everything from plowing large fields to delicate cultivating tasks. Reliability was another of its strengths. The Cockshut 40 was overbuilt in the best possible way. Thick castings, simple mechanics, and durable drivetrains meant it could run for decades with minimal downtime. Many Canadian farmers used them continuously for 20-30 years before considering replacements. Unfortunately, Cockshut lacked the global distribution power of bigger brands. Despite its excellent engineering, the 40 never achieved the fame it deserved outside North America. By the 1960s, as corporate takeovers reshaped the tractor industry, Cockshut faded into history. Yet, among collectors and historians, the Cockshut 40 remains one of the most respected and admired tractors ever made. It wasn't just ahead of its time. It helped define the modern tractor as we know it today. Number 9. Farmall Super C, 1951 to 1954. The Farmall Super C might not have been the biggest or most powerful tractor of the 1950s, but it was one of the most dependable, a small giant that proved good things truly come in compact packages. Produced between 1951 and 1954 by International Harvester, the Super C was designed as a step up from the Farmall C, offering better hydraulics, improved power, and easier handling. Under its bright red hood sat a C123 4-cylinder gasoline engine, delivering around 26 horsepower. Modest numbers, but perfect for small to mid-sized farms. What made the Super C so beloved was its versatility. It was a true do-it-all tractor, capable of handling dozens of implements for plowing, cultivating, mowing, or hauling. Its touch-control hydraulic system gave farmers fingertip control over implements, a feature that was years ahead of many competitors. This precision made it ideal for row crops where careful maneuvering was essential. Farmers often said the Super C was one of the easiest tractors to drive. Smooth steering, excellent visibility, and a comfortable seat meant long hours in the field were less grueling. Its tricycle design allowed for tight turns, perfect for cultivating rows of corn or tobacco. But the real magic of the Super C was its reliability. It started easily in cold weather, ran efficiently, and was simple to repair. Many families kept their Super C tractors running for decades, often as a backup machine even after buying something newer. While the later Farmall 300 and 400 models grabbed headlines, the Super C quietly went about its business, earning the loyalty of thousands. Even today, many of these tractors still run, their paint faded but their engines strong, living proof that sometimes the smallest machines have the biggest hearts. Number 10. David Brown 25D 1953 to 1958. To close the list, we turn to Britain once again, to the David Brown 25D, a compact but mighty tractor that earned its reputation for reliability and endurance. Built between 1953 and 1958, the 25D was a diesel-powered evolution of the earlier 25 model, and it became a favorite among small farmers across Europe. With a 25-horsepower diesel engine, the 25D wasn't built to break records for power, but it wasn't meant to. Instead, it focused on efficiency, dependability, and versatility. It excelled in mixed farming, orchards, and dairy operations, where maneuverability mattered as much as raw strength. What made the 25D stand out was its simplicity. The tractor featured a sturdy steel chassis, a reliable two-cylinder engine, and a mechanical fuel system that could be repaired in any small workshop. It was easy to start, light on fuel, and famously durable. Many of them ran 10-12 hours a day without complaint. The 25D also came with optional hydraulics and a 3-point hitch system, making it adaptable to a wide range of implements. Its compact design made it a favorite for farmers working tight spaces or hilly terrain. Even after David Brown merged with other companies and the model was discontinued, the 25D continued to serve faithfully across farms in the UK, France, and beyond. Some of these tractors are still running today, often restored by collectors who appreciate their no-nonsense design and historical significance. The David Brown 25D might not have the fame of a Ford or Deere, but it perfectly captures the soul of 1950s farming: honest engineering, steady performance, and an unbreakable spirit. The 1950s was a golden era for tractor innovation, a bridge between the raw mechanical age and the dawn of modern hydraulics, power takeoffs, and diesel engines. Many of the tractors we've looked at, from the Oliver Super 88 to the David Brown 25D, may not appear in modern showrooms or museums, but they were the true backbone of agriculture. These machines didn't just work hard, they defined hard work. They were built in an era when quality mattered more than marketing, and when farmers expected their equipment to last a lifetime and then some. Even today, in barns and sheds across the world, a few of these forgotten tractors still start up with a puff of smoke and a deep, satisfying rumble, ready to remind us that great engineering never really dies. The names may have faded, but the legacy of the 1950s tractor endures. In every furrow turned, every harvest hauled, and every farmer who remembers the sound of steel and diesel working in perfect rhythm with the land. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.